Welcome, listeners. I am so happy you're here today. And today we are talking about that moment, that horrible, awful moment in our lives. Maybe we're perimenopause, maybe we're getting into menopause, and we go, why am I a little bit heavier than I was? And why do all the things I used to do not work anymore? So, as you know, this is just the quick saddle up segment to the main episode that aired Tuesday. Go back and listen. We talk about hormones and hormone replacement therapies. And I mean, yes, let's face it, that is part of what happens to us. But I want to delve in a little bit deeper into this metabolic health issue because I have walked the journey. I still don't have it all figured out, but I want to help you learn what I've learned so far. And it's funny because when I went through my little stage 1 breast cancer journey, which was so hard and so much growth came from it. I ended on the other side and I was so confident and just felt better in my body and wasn't so consumed by things like my weight. I was just kind of eating to be healthy and feel good. And I want to hang on to that because of the person I am. I can continue to kind of white knuckle it and try to get all the information. I mean, are you simply exhausted like I am trying to figure out what everybody is telling you should and shouldn't eat, and if you should fast or not fast, and have meat, don't have meat? My head is spinning again because I just want to be healthy, mainly want to feel good, want to fuel my body, and I want to know how. And so, my journey was kind of it's been a little bit of a roller coaster because I do remember like probably in my 40s just being like, what the heck just happened? I think I probably gained 15 pounds and had no idea why. I was a runner, I wasn't a lifter, so I was running the same. And I think the thing that kind of saddens me is that I was so consumed by it and just didn't love my body. So I think that's the main thing. Let's just love these little bodies. Even if they're like 5 pounds heavier, 10, 20, 50, whatever it is. Let's just love them up for all that they're doing for us. I mean, God created us and he adores every piece of us. And that being said, they are our temples and we want to treat them well. And I do know the leaner I am, the better my blood pressure. I have had blood pressure issues since I was 18 years old. When I am really lean, my blood pressure gets a little bit better. I still need to be medicated, but it's not scary like, oh, we're going to send you to the ER because of this reading when you came in. I mean, it is a little bit goofy that way. But so I do want to stay as lean as I can. So I'm in my 40s and I'm a marathon runner, right? I just kept running and I kept starving. I think I was like drinking Slim Fast and like nothing budged it. Then I think we had an event, a tragedy, actually. I think it was when my mother-in-law passed away. And you kind of let go, right? You just let go of it and relax. And we went on a vacation and it was like it all dropped off. And I was happy and we were, moving to a new home. And it was probably the happiest I had ever been. And you want to know what's really bizarro? I was probably thinner than I ever was. I can't really pinpoint why. I didn't have all these rules. I wasn't gluten free. I wasn't dairy free. I think I'd eat a scone sometimes with coffee in the morning, and I just was enjoying life. Wow, isn't that a huge lesson? Because honest to God, I'm not really doing that right now. And I want to get back to doing that a little bit more within some parameters. So I'm journeying through life and COVID hits, and I see this friend who just wallop dropped like a bajillion pounds, not a bajillion, but she lost a lot of weight. And I joined this coaching plan. And it was based on like kind of like Mindy Pell's like metabolic fitness. And we watched our, insulin numbers and our ketones. And I mean, it was kind of good. And all these women around me were losing weight. And I like maybe gained a little. I did not lose any weight. I stayed the same. Um, and what I realized is they were all about fasting. Okay, I think fasting has a place in our lives. However, me being the person that I was, thought, okay, the longer the better. And I was doing probably a 48-hour fast every week. Well, when you're going through a menopause or perimenopause or a stressful time, that's additional stress on your body. That's going to mess with your cortisol and your hormones. And so putting that additional stress probably made me hold on to weight, which is why I never lost. Then the big cancer scare, over a year ago came in and I just kind of dropped everything. And I am not going to lie, I just kind of was silent. I was resting. I was silent. I was like quiet and not really sad, but I just needed to be alone. I don't think all my friends love that. I was just resting. And I didn't want to listen to a podcast about health. But I did connect with Marie Simpson, because she's a prayer warrior friend of mine and she's into functional medicine. And I did connect with her as I was going through this journey. And she talked to me about, how you really do want to eat healthy when you're going through cancer treatment because it's going to help the treatment work better and it's going to help you feel better. And I'm cured and I felt good throughout everything. So that was true for me. And that doesn't mean, I mean, I didn't maybe have the regimen that everyone does. So it doesn't mean that it's going to be perfect, but you can feel better than most people if you do your best. And here's the thing. I say that and then I just think about that person who's doing their best and is suffering, and that can happen too. So let's not beat ourselves up, but let's just do everything we can to be healthy. So I learned that through that journey. And I sat quietly and I kind of came out of it. And okay, guys, like we know what to eat, right? Like try not to eat from a box too much. We know sugar is not great. So I stay away from that. I had a big lesson to learn about alcohol. I mean, I think you can drop a lot of weight just by stopping that. I found out that it causes breast cancer by messing with that estrogen. I mean, I'm just a little bit hurt that I didn't know that before, but I don't know if I even would have stopped then. And I will have an occasional glass of wine, but it's very different than what it used to be. So I started to kind of tap my toe in the water again of being healthy. And I kept hearing about protein. So I had on this big like protein because I've been lifting a lot more because of the medications that I'm on can cause you to lose bone density. I want to do everything I can to keep my muscles and bones strong. So I'm doing a lot more lifting, which is awesome. And then I'm hearing you need protein. You've got to eat this protein. Oh, 100 grams of protein. Do you know how hard that has been for me? And I think I like maybe gained a little bit of weight and I'm so full and sick. And I feel like today I don't want to look at a piece of meat. And so I was trying to like white knuckle it through that. Then, time is going on and I'm talking to Marie and she did talk to me about fasting and she's a believer in the intermittent fasting, which is you have an eating window and you don't like eat well into the night, which I think drinking wine and eating peanuts or whatever can drag out. For me, it could. So, like, just having a stop time and then just maybe eating a little bit later in the day, like maybe 10:30 or so. So, I was doing that. However, I'm wondering if maybe I need a little protein before those hard workouts because I'm going into those in a fasted state. That's one new thing I'm going to do. I'm going to have a little protein in the morning in my coffee or in a drink before I work out. And I'm not going to count it as breaking the fast because I was so like white knuckled, like, don't break that fast. I do believe your body needs a little time to rest, to digest food. That's probably very, very true. But here's the deal. This is what I'm learning is we're all unique. We all need different things, and we want to live our lives with joy. And when I talked about those times when my metabolism was working the best, were the times when I was the most happy. I just remember we had just moved into this new home that was in a quiet neighborhood, and it had a pool, and I had my babies, I had some in high school, I had a little one, and it was the happiest time of my life, and I wasn't working. And then when life got busy again, when I started, you know, jumping more into my career, which I don't think is a bad thing, but let's put it in perspective. Let's have the joy, and that's where we need to be. I think that might be the most important thing in all of this. There are all these tips. Yes, eat healthy, get protein, get your veggies. You need that fiber to clean out your cells. So don't I mean, I don't know. Do what you need to do for your body and what feels good. And maybe like some days I feel like eating hamburgers all day, and the next day I want to eat salads. I just think do your best to get real food, throw a vegetable in once in a while, maybe give your body some time to rest. But I telling you, I really sleep well when I have a protein before I go to bed. That's what I've learned about me, and I'm sticking to it. So now I'm not like super lean and muscular yet, and I might just be maintaining, but I'll let you know. I will let you know how that getting a little bit more protein, maybe expanding that window of eating a little bit more to get that in. I'll let you know how that goes. So, but I do believe that metabolic fitness is kind of the key to a lot of things, and it's intertwined with how you eat. It's intertwined with exercise and stress. So don't forget about the happiness piece, because I think so many times we focus on all the other things we can do and we don't go, "Oh, what would make me happy?" A group workout class, walking with a friend. Stay focused on those if you can. Okay, so I have 7 things that I just want to share with you that have helped me in my metabolic journey, because I can't take hormones. And sometimes getting that hormone replacement therapy can help you. I can't do that. So, this is what has helped me: nourish, don't punish. And it's amazing. Like, I have started eating a little sourdough bread because it tastes so good to me, and I pour olive oil over it. Um, and I say a little prayer, thank you, God, for this food that nourishes my body. I'm trying to remember to say that with every little thing I eat, and not to be so, if I'm with my grandkids and I get an ice cream cone, I'm going to just be glory in that. And so most of the time I'm doing my best, but I'm not going to punish myself or like have to get a big workout. I remember doing that before. Like, oh, I ate all that. I ate some ice cream. I better go for a run. Um, Another thing that I've learned is sleep is hormone therapy. So don't forget that, and just do your best. Don't worry about it again. Like, right? I could white knuckle it through that. What I've started doing, and this is my another tip that I have, is getting up at first light and letting my eyes see the light, and it's supposed to help you sleep better. I've been taking a sauna before I go to bed, and my sleep is doing better. I try to get to bed at the same time every night. It's not going to happen every night. Sometimes we have to help someone. Sometimes we have a new puppy and we're not going to sleep for a while, but it truly is one of the most important things, because if you think about it, when you're tired, you don't feel joyful, which is important. You kind of feel like eating junky, and so sleep is really important for those reasons, for your head piece of this, but also your hormones. It does affect, and I am not a doctor or a scientist, so I can't go into details, but I have heard tell from all the experts that I listen to and Marie that it does affect your hormones. And then movement over madness. And I can jump into this again too, you guys. When I was going through my treatment, I walked and I did lifting at home and kind of heavy lifting as much as I could do after the surgery. And then I walked. And now I can get into like, oh, go harder, go longer. No, nuh-uh. That's putting more stress on our bodies. I'm learning I love to run. Probably best for me to just do it once a week. You don't need that high intensity cardio training all the time. I am learning that you need heavy lifting 2 to 3 times a week. Trying to do that. And I love to do group classes just because it's fun and it's a way to connect with people. So I also truly believe in tracking your own body. Look at the clues. Like I did wear, not to go berserko, but I did wear a monitor so that I could check what's my glucose doing after this meal. I think I wore it for about a week so I could just really get an understanding. I felt really good about it and I don't wear it anymore. And I don't check my ketones all the time. But I do think like there's some really good blood tests that you can get. And that's where you're going to want to connect with someone like Marie or your physician to see like what your vitamin D level is, because vitamin D is another thing that can affect your weight loss. I did not know that. And what the experts are saying to do is if you can get out in that morning sunlight, that is going to increase your vitamin D. And I'm in the tundra. So there are months where I can try to get out, but I'm taking my vitamin D supplement as well. I've kind of watched that. And then I have learned to say no to stress wine. So my wine drinking is very different. It used to be, because people told you it was good for you. So I'd have like a really stressful day and then I'd have a glass of wine when I was making dinner and then maybe with dinner. Um, mm, when you drink that wine, as I said before, it will increase your estrogen. It actually makes you more anxious the next day. So it's not really helping your anxiety, even though you feel like it is. And I've switched to sleepy time tea at night. And it's just been the greatest thing in my life. And that doesn't mean when I'm at a beautiful winery or I'm out with a good friend that I don't sometimes have a glass, but it's very different. It is, I'm not using it to cope with something. So just, and like I said too, don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up, but these are just things to be aware of. And so I think I did go through the 7. And I maybe went a little out of order, but this is what I'm just going to recap it for you really quick. Nourish, don't punish. Sleep is hormone therapy. Movement over madness. Track your clues with the glucose monitor, blood tests. Say no to stress wine. First morning light. It helps you sleep and it gets you your vitamin D, and protein in the morning before you do a heavy lifting workout. So, um, one other thing that I want to leave you with that Marie, it was like one of my favorite quotes of hers, and she's always saying this. She is on a mission. She's amazing. Our bodies can heal and they were created for purpose. It isn't about settling, it's about believing in what's possible. So God gave us signals, not punishment. So he's giving us clues, but he's not punishing us. So if you are in your 40s or your 50s and you're confused by your body, I totally get it because so am I. And I don't have it all figured out. But I hope that all this information that I have shared is going to help you like it's helped me. I'm not all the way there yet. I'm not perfect, but I am learning and getting better and feeling better and living better every day. So please subscribe to this podcast, write a review, Follow me at Live Better with Lisa on Instagram. Sign up for my newsletter. I am here for you. I mean, send me an email if you're curious about something, because that's what this is all about. Because midlife is not our crisis, it's our comeback. Thanks so much for being here.